DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
From the Pacific to Atlantic, anytime and wherever you are, join us.
You are watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio.
Watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio. INCRadio Canada. Join us. Join us, join us, join us. INCRadio Canada. Join us.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening po. We are now broadcasting live from Canada's Satellite Studio. Wherever you may be, I hope you're all doing well po. And I'm one of your hosts for today, Sister Eliza from the locale of Guildford, District of British Columbia. How are you doing there, Ate Eliza?
Hi, Ate Eliza. I'm Ate Eliza. Thank you so much for introducing me po. I'm Sister Eliza from the local of East Vancouver, District of British Columbia. INC Radio, changing lives through God's words. Ate Eliza, here naman po in our district. It's currently 4:04 p.m. And of course, we are joined by our different nagwagwapuhan at nagagandahang hosts in a different district here in Canada. But before that po, we would like to greet po our district minister here in BC, Brother Glendo Baitan, our district minister, our CFO overseer, Brother Reniel Romero, and our DMM advisor, Brother Brian Chers Bellarmino. And then before that po, we're gonna start introducing our host. Start from the Calgary, Kuya Philip.
Yes, it is I, the one and only Brother Philip Salvador from the District of Calgary, Canada, locale of Riverbend. Best of the best, better than the rest. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my district minister, Brother Voltaire A. Tamison. You're the best. Um, and let's go to Edmonton.
Thank you, Kuya Philip. Sister Jonah Lopez here from the local congregation of Eastwood, District of Edmonton. And a quick acknowledgement as well to our district minister, Carolando Gaviola, our district multimedia advisor, Caramel Cruz, and our CFO overseer, Brian Tekneng. And I also want to take this opportunity to greet my daughter, Kayla, a very, very happy birthday. And hope that everyone is doing well today, Saturday. It is quite cold here in Edmonton. It is currently minus 15 and it feels like minus 25. So, yes, spring is not yet here, but soon it will be. So, passing it on to who's next? Kuya Homer in GT.
Thank you so much, Sister Jonah. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The Kyle Homer from local congregation of Rexdale, District of Greater Toronto. Welcome to INC Radio. Before I continue, just like to give a quick weather update. Here in our part of the world is 6 degrees and cloudy. Still wear a jacket, like what Kajona said. Not quite there yet with spring. Would like to acknowledge our district minister, Brother Raul Adalia, our assistant district minister, Brother Isidro Dina, our district secretary, Brother Henrik Marte, our district multimedia advisor, Brother Danfel Sereno. Hopefully you're listening, my dear brother, and our CFO, Christian Family Organization overseer, Brother Clark Kent Aquino, and to my lovely wife, Sister Ivy. See who's next on the list before I pass it back to Brother Philip. Philippe.
We forgot LJ and myself. Well, I'm just gonna chime in anyways. I'm here. Hello po to everyone, and good morning and good afternoon to everyone who's listening to INCRadio Canada. I'm Sister Kathleen Da, and I am from the District of British Columbia. And let's not forget, Bunso LJ is also here. Fresh, very
Yes.
fresh.
Hello, Kuyas and Atas. Yes, I am Sister LJ Palomino, all the way here from the heart of Canada, here in the district of Manitoba. And yes, I would also like to acknowledge our district staff with starting off with our district minister, Brother Roland W. Andrade, our assistant district minister, Brother Rodrigo Malacca Jr., and as well as our CFO and District Multimedia Advisor, Ka Ivan Pascual. Ayun. And back to Kuya Philip, I believe, to introduce the topic. Yeah.
Yes. So last week, everyone, we talked about something very important: the life of an overseas Filipino worker, an OFW. I just learned this too, guys. I just learned this too. But this week, our topic is about climate change, facts, and what do you need to know about climate change. I don't know. I'm not that guy. But we also have a guest here, anyways, to educate us. To our listeners and viewers, what do you know about climate change? And as an individual, what can you do to make a change? Post those comments. Post those comments so we can read them out later. All right. I think we have our first segment. Yes.
Yes, Kuya Philip. And thank you for that awesome intro of our topic, which is about climate change. But you know what? We need to break the ice a little bit here. Because I know we all live in a very cold part of the world already. But, let's break some more ice, I guess.
Oh, the
And
ice is melting because of climate change. Okay. I had to say it. It was right there. It's right there. I had to say it. Okay. Anyways, go
you
on.
got it, you got it, you got it. So, if Kuya Tech can pop up our this or that for our icebreaker. Yes, this or that. Okay. While Kuya Tech is preparing to pop up our this or that for our ice. Oh, okay, there we go, there we go. So basically how this will work is which one do you prefer? So we'll have two things. It's either you're gonna tell us this or that. It's in the name. It's in the name. So anyways, let's go with our first one. Okay. What would you rather use? Paper straw or reusable straw. So this will be paper straw and that will be reusable straw. Okay. I don't know how this go. Okay. I'll just pick someone. Cleo Philip, I'll go with you first. This or that.
If I'm
So this
allowed to
paper
be
straw or that reusable straw.
okay. I don't usually hide a reusable straw in my pocket, so I'm gonna have to go with paper straw.
Paper straw? Oh, good
Yes,
choice.
that's my final answer.
Okay, final answer. Okay, Kuya
Brother
Philip,
Philip,
what?
you gotta make sure that when you're using paper straw, you gotta drink it right away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then it gets like kind of mushy, like it's paper mache, and then it's just
Yes,
kind of like an
exactly. But
awful
you know what?
experience.
We're saving the environment because we care and we don't want our plastic being thrown into the ocean and all that good stuff there. So I like that reusable straw. I'm glad you made a good choice. All right, Kuya Tech up next for our this or that. But I think Kathleen has a good point. It was it does you do have to drink it right away because it does get mushy. Okay. Here's the next one. What is your ideal eco-friendly date? Oh,
Oh,
eco-friendly. I
ooh,
should have asked
spicy.
Brother Philip for this
Oh,
one.
you can ask me again. You
I
can ask me
do.
again. That's all good.
So this picnic using sustainable utensils or that hiking while picnic oh sorry picking up trash. Okay, sorry, I was caught up with the picnic there. But okay, you know what? I'm gonna ask you Philip again because give Philip this or that.
Well, I choose the picnic using sustainable materials because then
Yes.
I can show off my cooking skills as well. It's like, hey girl, I like the environment and I like to cook. So Please keep
That's a
going
good
out with
answer.
me.
Who doesn't love their environment? And who doesn't love a person who cooks? All right. And you know what? I want to ask Kuya Homer. I want to ask you for that one because I know you and Ate Ivy like to go on dates. This or that. Did you see which one the options are, Kuya?
The first one, I would go for the first one
The
because
picnic?
it will
Yes.
be the picnic. Because
Nice.
yes, I don't think Ate Ivy will like the idea of having going on a date while picking up trash. I'm sorry.
Alright. Kuya Tech, can I get the next one for that? For this or that? Let's see. I'm these are really good ones. Okay. What is your eco-friendly mode of transportation? This using the public bus or that using a bike?
Guys, there's
Um
only one right answer. I'm telling you right now, there's only one right answer.
I want to ask Ate Eliza. Ate Eliza, ikaw. This or that?
I would say like boss, but because we are in an eco-friendly thing, but I think um it should be bike for me. So it's like it's help with the climate change since that's our topic. Less pollution, I believe. Actually, also if you're using transportation, right? It's gonna be
Mhm.
also like helping the air quality. But bicycle is also good for your health and also you're helping the environment. So I think that's a good choice.
Ayun. You know what? I'm tied to both, but because I do use the bus as well. But either way, like if a lot of people use the bus instead of their individual cars, it still contributes to the saving the planet, if anything. But yes, also biking is a really good one. It's a combo. Your health plus you're saving the environment. What could be better than that, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Do we have more? Yes. No. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. All right. This or that. What would you do with your old clothing? Donate or upcycle? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. At
wait, can you?
Eliza,
What's
what would
upcycle?
you choose?
Guys, what's upcycle? I'm ignorant. I don't know what that means.
Definitely donate since we're Filipinos. We send everything back home.
Mhm.
LBC. We send everything back home, so we donate for sure.
You know what? That's a good one. That's a good example. To donate is to also send back home to the Philippines because sometimes we have clothing that we don't really like to use, and you know what? They're more than thankful if we send it back home, if anything. So, and
As a matter
also
of fact, I have one in the back. It's ready to
nice.
be shipped.
It's ready to ship at it. Nice, nice. So for the upcycle, I know Kuya Philip, you're asking about what
Yeah.
upcycle is, right?
Yes, po.
Yeah, so with upcycle, so it's like I've seen a lot on social media. So let's say you have an old pair of jeans and you turn it into like a bag or something that you can like DIY something out of it pretty much. So something that you
Okay.
oh quick
Oh,
Homer,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Homer.
I would just like to read a comment from one of our deaconesses in my congregation, Sister Imelda Domingo. According to her, consume less, waste less. So, with that being said, so you don't end up upcycling, right? Or donating when you don't really need to buy it, even if it's on sale. Don't. Just buy what you will actually wear. Yeah. Thank you, po, Sister Imelda.
Thank you, Sister Imelda. I like that. And you just have to think twice whether or not you actually really, really need that item or like what Kuya Homer said, or if it's just on sale and it's cheaper at that time. But you just gotta be mindful of where you also put your money into. All right. Kuya Tech, next for our this and that. I think we have more, I believe.
unless.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh,
Where would you get your sustainable food? My own garden or farmers market? Ooh, I feel like this is really popular in BC because you guys have a lot of good produce that here in the summertime for Manitoba, yes, for farmers market. I would choose I don't have I live in an apartment, so I can't really um grow my own food, but farmers market, yes. At the Kath, ikaw, I want to know.
I try to grow my own herbs, but they
Mhm.
die, unfortunately. So I like going to farmers market. Actually, every Saturday there is a community farmers market here that I often go through, especially starting spring to fall. So it's one way of actually helping and promoting local farmers, right? So because they grow their own produce from their backyards and from the space that they have. So it's nice to support not only local community businesses, but also, you're promoting a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. So yeah,
Awesome.
very
Yes.
nice. As
Especially,
much as I wanted to plant, they keep dying. I don't know why.
yeah.
I'm not
Sometimes some
sure.
people
I'm
are
not
just
a good farmer.
not, not a green thumb. Because we also tried growing our own herbs. But Kuya Tech, next one, please. But yes, I like what Ate Kat said about, helping our farmers buy from the farmers market if you can as well. Yeah. Next one. Where will you drink from? My reusable bottle or that a regular drink bottle, but I will recycle them? Ooh, this one's a good one. You know what? I'm gonna answer one, but I would do my reusable bottle because I don't know if I know most of the Canada crew knows me, but I always hold my water bottle. It's literally my life, but I bring it everywhere with me. And the nice thing is, most of the time, a lot of this public spaces and even schools and universities, they will have a water fountain that you can refill your water bottles from. And even if you do have, like, say, a regular water bottle that you buy, let's say, and you decide to recycle them, you can also just keep refilling that too. That also works. But yes, be mindful. Always put your drink bottles into the proper recycling. Ayan, Kuya Tech, next one. Okay.
Sister,
This, what will you,
you should ask Sister Jang about this too.
okay, okay. What will you use to carry groceries? Sige, si Ate Jeng, this paper bag or that reusable grocery bag, Ate Jeng?
I actually prefer the paper bag. We use it to throw the compost because
Mm-hmm.
like you can put it on the like a box or something, then just put your compost there and then just put it in the green bin. And then the reusable grocery bags. Oh, we got like 100 of them now. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I guess it
defeating
can
the
go both
purpose.
ways, right, Ate? Yeah, both
True.
ways. And I
Yeah.
know, for a lot of even just not even just our Asian families, but I know, plastic bags, we still keep reusing them like over and over again and like until it rips. That's the only time you ever throw them away. But yes, like what Ate Jack said, we also have like hundreds of reusable grocery bags. And sometimes I do forget. But yes, both of them are very good alternative either way, in order for you to carry groceries. Ayan. Ate Kat, do we have more? We have one more. Okay, last one. Last one. Let's see what the last one is for our this or that. I want everyone to answer since this is our last one. We'll go quick. We'll go on a round table. Quick tech if we can get the last one.
Unless.
Let's not buy
Seven.
any.
Maybe that's the last one. I'm not really sure.
Okay, I think that's the last one,
Okay.
LJ.
The suspense. Oh,
Oh, okay.
there's
There you
more.
go.
Finally, Kuya Tech.
Okay. This or that. What will you do in a nice free morning? So this gardening or that bird watching or just enjoying nature. Okay, I'll go first. I would do bird watching or just enjoying nature. At the Eliza, ikaw.
Yes, I wish I could do gardening, but yeah, just like bird watching and enjoying the morning sunrise.
Ayun. Tita Jonah, ikaw. Gardening, bird watching, or just enjoying nature?
I would prefer the enjoying nature because takot ako sa earthworms. That's why I can't do gardening.
I feel the same way, Tita. Ate Kath, ikaw. Gardening or just enjoying nature?
Yeah, as already mentioned, my plants keep dying, so I'm I'm just gonna do bird watching and enjoying the nature. I'm
Okay. Kuya
curious
Homer.
about Philip.
Okay, Kuya Philip, go ahead.
Oh, yes. My mom has a green thumb, so gardening. I also have a personal hatred for birds because it pooped on me once, and now I just wrangle my fist at them whenever I see them.
Anyways, which one would you choose? Oh, so you're choosing gardening, yes.
Yes, Paul. Yes, Paul.
Okay, awesome. Kuya Homer,
Well,
last one.
my grandfather and my mother-in-law both have green thumbs, but I did not inherit that from any of them. So I would go with the others and just do nature watching. I mean, watch the sunset, people watch. That's it.
Ayun. All right. So again, thank you to our host for joining our icebreaker, this or that. And I think we already have our next segment ready to go. And I believe it's Kuya Homer that's introducing our next segment, our video topic.
Oh, introducing our video topics. If we can cue Kuya Tech, here are some facts about climate change. So everyone on YouTube, please stay tuned for the video. Go ahead, Kuya Tech.
Hi everyone, this is Sister Kathleen and I'm here to explain to you an easy to understand description of climate change. Well, imagine Earth wearing a big blanket made of gases like carbon dioxide and methane. These gases trap the heat from the sun, helping keep our planet warm. This natural blanket, called the greenhouse effect, is what makes Earth a comfortable place to live. But people lately have been adding too many of these gases into the atmosphere by burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas for energy, and cutting down forest. This extra blanket is making Earth warmer faster than it should be. As Earth warms up, it causes big changes all around. Ice at the poles is melting, causing sea levels to rise. Weather patterns are getting wilder with more intense storms, floods, and droughts. Plants and animals are also struggling to adapt to the new conditions, and some may even go to extinct. That's climate change. The big shifts in Earth's weather and environment because of too many greenhouse gases in the air. To help slow down climate change, we need to use less energy from fossil fuels, protect forests, and find cleaner ways to power our homes, cars, and factories. It's like giving Earth a breather so it can stay healthy. Now, somebody asked me a question about what is carbon footprint. Well, think about the impact you make on the environment every day just by living your life. This impact is called your carbon footprint. Every time you do things like you drive your car from your home to work or to a grocery store, use electricity, or buy products that were made far away and shipped to you, you're adding it to your carbon footprint. That's because these activities release greenhouse gases into the air, which contribute to climate change. Even things like eating certain foods because of how they were grown and transported, or throwing away stuff that ends up in landfills, can add to your carbon footprint. So understanding your carbon footprint is important because it helps you see how your daily choices affect the environment. Once you know your carbon footprint, you can take steps to reduce it by using less energy, driving less, recycling more, and choosing products that are made sustainably. By doing things, you can help make positive difference for the planet. I hope you learned something today about climate change and carbon footprint. Again, this is Sister Kathleen Ga from INCRadio Canada.
Well, that was a very informative short video from Sister Kathleen. So shout out to you and your better half. Thank you for the supporting Sister Kathleen. That was very scientific too. So I have a question for you later, Sister Kathleen. So, but before we go on our station break, allow me to recognize a few of our YouTube who put their comments from Brother A. Christian Rhoda, recycled bags needed or bring it when you buy at the supermarket and not a plastic paper bag only. So, yes. And also, again, to Sister Imelda Domingo, recycled bags, but bring it when you need it so we'll not buy more and save money as well. So, it's not just environmental friendly, it's also economically good for your pocket. And don't donate donate food to your relatives or your loved ones in the Philippines. They definitely can reuse everything. A few more before we go on station break. The brother Brian Taknay, hello po, happy watching from Edmonton, Canada. Hello, brother Brian. From Tita G, happy birthday po ka Jeff Acera, ka Laila Tumanan, uh, Mar third ka Esther Carlo Charles Ian Agustin, both March 4th. Happy birthday, I guess, and to all birthday celebrants. Stay safe, good health, and God bless. Sister Sally Samortin, hello po, INCRadio Canada, and to all brethren around the world, greetings po mula dito sa lokal ng Babanuang, Distrito ng Isabel West. And stay tuned. We're just going to go on a short station break, and when we come back, we'll dive into our topic discussion.
You are listening to Iglesia ni Cristo Radio, the voice of truth.
How many different ways can we say how are you? Kumusta ka?
你好吗？你好吗？
¿Cómo estás?
お元気ですか？
This Sunday, March 3, our very own Sister Margaret Ip will share the importance of learning a secondary language or dialect. Join us from 11 a.m. to 12 noon Philippine Standard Time, only at INCRadio Hong Kong Satellite Studio, your Sunday lunch date.
Being active and fulfilling their duties defies age and time, as the Children's Worship Service members in the Ecclesiastical District of Macau participated ardently in various church endeavors. Find out how the young brethren prove their unity with the church administration and their high recognition to the God Almighty, only here in INCRadio Macau Satellite Studio, this Sunday, March 3, 2024, at 9 p.m. China Standard Time at Philippine Time. See you there!
Yun, thank you so much po. And before we proceed to our topic, I like how the dialect learning, learning new dialect to communicate with other person. Sa Ate Eliza, nagugulan ako kasi Eliza din yung name ko. I feel like I'm also calling myself like Ate Eliza. Yeah, Ate Eliza, what's your dialect in our country?
Bisaya actually.
Oh, parang
Yeah,
tayo
and I speak.
Bisaya. So,
Oh, really?
Davao
Oh,
City. So, maayong gabi ibuntag sa mga taga Bisaya who are listening to INC Radio Canada. So, we're gonna go to our topic now, Ate Eliza, about climate change and carbon footprint, and all our televiewers and listeners here po in INC Radio. Please, if you have any questions po, Ate Kat will be our guest. So please feel free to ask your questions. And just very happy to answer all the questions, especially she's a chemist po. Am I right, Ate Kat, our special guest?
Yes, I'm actually, the table has turned. I am now the guest and not the but anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to introduce myself to everyone again.
we're very excited.
Yes, very excited, right? I am Sister Kathleen Gott, and I actually currently work in a carbon capture industry. So our company focuses on helping the world tackle climate issues, especially in carbon industry. So carbon capture is actually a new industry wherein we develop new technologies to tackle carbon dioxide emissions. And I actually work in a laboratory. Partly is production and operations, and as well research and development. So I have been working in my industry now for about 5.5 years, and I'm happy to talk about what I do in a daily live in my daily work, and be able to also share this to all of our viewers and listeners. And yeah, so I don't know what questions you have, right, Sister Eliza and Eliza? I'm actually very confused on how I'm gonna call both of you.
She's Sister Eliza. I'm Sister Eliza.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a difference. I'm actually very excited to hear because we hear a lot about climate change and carbon footprint, but we don't really know what causes climate change. And I just recently learned this today that apparently producing, having a lot of children can also add to climate change. So I guess I made the right choice of only having one child. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the expert at that. I'm in the dental field, so maybe Sister Kat can say
That-
quick, or I
that's
don't
so
know,
funny
say
because
some facts about that.
yes, yes,
But
I don't know
yeah,
about.
but no. My my question is, my question, Sister Kat, is what is the
Footprint.
carbon?
Yes. So actually, carbon footprint is a new terminology in terms of how we uh, provide our carbon footprint. It's like the total amount of greenhouse gases that we emit into the environment based on our activities. So that's about human activities providing the carbon footprint. So I was also able to explain that in a small video about climate change. But so basically, everything that we do, having a child, it's not just an individual. It's all of us making that carbon emissions. And actually, for there are a lot of studies and things that boils down to why we have climate change. And climate change is basically, as mentioned earlier, it's the average weather on our planet over a long period of time. So these are the changes that happens into our planets. It boils down to what we call the greenhouse effect. So when you were, I think when I was studying science back in grade, I don't know, 7 or 8, we were already talking about greenhouse gases, right? So these are the gases in the atmosphere that traps the heat from the sun, making our planet warmer. So for more than a century and starting industrialization, basically we are producing a lot of it, and majority of these are coming from fossil fuels. So fossil fuels are one of the sources that generates the most energy that required for us to produce cars and fuel the cars, power our homes, power our businesses. Everything that surrounds us are provided by the fossil fuels, and that keeps the lights on our homes. So even today, the oil that fuels our car are made of all of that. And that's majority of that has been happening for since 1975. And there's a lot of studies, and basically that average global temperature actually of the earth has increased to 1.1, and that's based on studies from inter governmental panel on climate change, or IPCC, that it changes 1.1 celsius degree, and that's very hot, right? And this has been happening and been warmest from the last 9 years. So imagine, remember when we were younger, we don't have issues about, very hot temperatures, or in the Philippines, I remember when I was 10 years old or 12 9 years old, I don't feel the hot temperature. Walang heat wave, right? So these are the causes of that, and carbon footprint is part of that.
So, Ate Kat, I have a question. Sisingit lang ako din na question. Since you mentioned about the oil, fossil fuel, about the car, do you think that electrical really helps our carbon footprints or climate change?
Um, so I have an unbiased opinion regarding electric cars. Yes, they do help, maybe in a way. Why did I say that? Because even productions of electrical cars are being powered by fossil fuels. So the initial feed to be able to make electric cars are actually powered by what we call fossil fuels as well. They use oil production. The factories that making these electric cars are being powered by fossil fuels. And if we say that yes, it could be electric, I know it's environmentally friendly, it will be in a long run, but it will take many
Mhm.
years. And the production to be able to make an electric car actually consume a lot of resources from the earth. For example, is the production of the electrical battery. So the electric battery are made of lithium and other sources of the chemicals that we find in earth. And the way to do that, you actually require a lot of resources to be able to dig that from the environment. So those are actually also causing a lot of emissions as well in the beginning. But that's why I said I have unbiased opinion about it.
Tikat, I
Yes,
have two
clear.
questions. First question is not serious, okay? If you don't brush your teeth, do you make carbon footprint?
Kuya, ano
Yeah,
yan? My teeth?
I'm
What
sorry.
is the chemical reaction to bad breath? Is that what you were saying? The
I
chemical reaction on our planet when you don't brush your
I
teeth,
think you'll only be affecting yourself, Kuya.
and also the person.
and his wife.
Actually, here's the serious question. Is it true? I just came across this. Is it true that Canada is warming faster than the world as a whole?
Oh, it doesn't feel like it.
um
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know, Kuya. I haven't really looked at in the most recent temperature reports based on regions. I'm pretty sure there is some reports out there that will tell you that one part of a country is warmer than the other. But when we talk about climate change and the warming, it actually as a whole, as a global temperature. We're not talking about a region. So I'm not particularly sure. Maybe I'm not updated on that topic. But when we talk about global warming or global climate changes, it talks about the global changes in the temperature, because maybe one region is warmer than the other. It offsets that from the other areas in the country, right? So there are a lot of offsets. So when scientists or people that records these temperature readings, they actually look at as a average global temperature of the earth, not an area. And roughly, maybe, because we've been seeing quite a lot of shifts in our weather patterns recently here only in Canada as well, right? For example, British Columbia, we're not here in my region. A couple of years we were experienced recent flooding, and then changes, the heat waves that we were experiencing, wildfires. Those are some of the evidence of climate change. But Kuya, I can't answer that.
No, that, you actually answered number two, which is really, really good. That was very informative, Sister
Mhm.
Kathleen. Yeah.
Ate Kath, I do have a question.
Yes.
Because I read that here in Manitoba, we use something called natural gas in order to power like our houses and like buildings and stuff. Like, what is the difference between a natural gas and fossil fuel to like to use energy in like houses and all that stuff? So
So fossil fuels, actually, when you're burning fossil fuels, you actually use fossilized natural resources. So because the term fossilized, it's like it's existing. right? So the term fossilized is existing and it's already within the earth surface. And when we fossilize it, we burn it, we actually crack that portion of the environment and then burn that and then make a production of natural of methane or for oil production or coal. While as for natural gas, I'm not entirely particularly sure on how they produce that, but for natural gases they also use it, but they actually don't crack. It's a different production that they do, but both of them emits the same amount of greenhouse effect. So the natural gases emits what they call methane, which is another carbon form, while fossil fuels actually emits a lot of carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane. There you go.
Okay, Homer's taking notes. If you can hear his
There's
click
some
clapping.
clarification there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know
But you
in
mentioned
Manitoba,
earlier that. Oh, sorry, LJ. Go ahead. Yeah,
no, I
I'm
was just saying
sorry.
that I know for Manitoba ate because we use hydropower in order to actually the way we get electricity is through our hydro dams here in Manitoba. So it's a really cool sight to see if you're ever here. You can go to one of our dams and then you can see how it actually helps emit we get power from water. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
How
That's
about
all we wanted to add.
the solar light, Kat? Ano ba yun?
yeah.
They said like they advise like we have to use solar light to save, electricity. Does it really help also the environment if using solar light, something like
Of
solar?
course, Ate. So anything that actually green energy is actually helpful for the environment. So
Mm.
what do I mean by green energy? So green energy are the alternatives energy sources that we use to power our homes or power businesses, other than fossil fuels, right? So the greenhouse energy includes solar energy because of course you just put a solar panel on top of your roof, and then it absorbs the heat from the sun, and that in turns into a power. So you're not really producing anything. You're sustaining the heat that's coming from the sun. It's a good green energy. Other thing that LJ also mentioned was the hydroelectric energy, which also uses another form of source of energy, which is from the water. That's why it's called hydro. So that water, all the movements, the flow that comes from the water turns into an electric, and actually is one of also part of what we call green energy, right? So these are the things that can make a difference, right? So green energy helps us, sustain a better form of another source of energy that we can actually, help the climate or the climate change.
I like how you mentioned greenhouse effect earlier. And with that being said, how does climate change affect our health in general?
Oh, yes, Kuya. So, um, climate change affects our health because, for example, Kuya, we've experienced really frequent and extreme heat events in various parts of the world. Not only here in Canada, it's very unusual for us to have very warmer temperatures that I would say would lead to 40 degrees, right? But also in the Asian countries, for example. Um, my mom actually went back to the Philippines last year, and she was complaining so much about how hot the temperature in the Philippines. When I say hot, it was going up to 45 degrees Celsius, and that's unlivable, right? And that
Mm.
changes, you have major changes on your health. So, not to mention, these extreme heat events can happen daytime, nighttime, that is well above our seasonal norms of or series of the days. And for people that are not used to that temperature, it will affect their health, right? And other things is that we've mentioned wildfires, right? And others, we've been experiencing some events of disrupting our agriculture. I haven't really mentioned agriculture yet, but also agricultural and livestock, or yung when we are livestock is also one of the biggest contributor of climate change, because when we're growing and poultry and um, growing paano ba to? We're actually tending a lot of our agriculture. It actually the animals actually emits a lot of methane based from their from their
Mm.
diba? So they emits a lot of, so the agriculture also is one of the biggest contributors of methane gas, right? And they disrupt a lot of that. So, for example, I heard recently, and I've read it from the news, that in European countries that produces, for example, olive oils, they're experiencing severe disruption on the drought, and that actually affects the agricultural form, right? The food stocks, right? So if that in chain will affect all of that, the supply chains will affect. When you affect the supply chains, then you will have all these changes from the cost of living, and that will affect us human beings, because all of the inflation is happening, is it's very expensive to live because you're spending so much money.
Yeah, so Ate Kat, what is your advice to us, viewers and listeners? What can we do to make a difference to help the climate change and the carbon footprint?
Yes, Ate Eliza. So, there are, you can read so many things on the internet or social media, and some of the organizations, United Nations, are urging us to follow some of the steps to make a change and make a difference for climate change. So some of the things that I would probably advise is, one thing is save energy at home. We need to be very cautious on how much electricity do we use. Probably you live in a four-bedroom house, everything is lit up, right? So much of that electricity, you have to think that they are powered by coal, oil, and gas, natural gas. So making sure that, if you're washing laundry, make it once a week, maybe, or twice a month. Conserve all of that energy. So another thing is make cautious decision regarding your transportations. For example, you only work, 5 minutes away from work. Maybe instead of taking your car, driving your car, maybe you can either walk, or you can probably take a bike, right? Consider all of your travels. In considering your travels, for example, if you like to travel, airplanes actually burn large amounts of fossil fuels, and they actually produce significant amount of gas emissions. So maybe considering taking fewer flights. Yes, it could be much more expensive, but that's a conscious decision that you can take to be able to help the environment. Another things with Sister Jang mentioning about earlier about the reduce, the reuse, repair, recycle, anything, I am also guilty about this because I love shopping, right? But maybe consider when you're buying things, maybe buy fewer things, or shop at the secondhand shop or thrift store. I actually love going to thrift shopping and repair whatever I can. Once it's been repaired, you can actually go to your local grocery shops and um, drop off plastics there and recycle them. The bottles that we have in our home, you can actually recycle them and get the money from them. So there are a lot of things that we can do that can help us lower our carbon footprint. And I think, a lot of members of the Church of Christ, we participate in a lot of cleanups. Yeah, right? So that's a really big way for us to participate in more of these activities, because the cleanup drives, the park, the INC giving projects that we actually participate in cleanup drives that can actually help us, being conscious about clean up parks, rivers, beaches, and beyond, where people throw out many of the trash that we have, right? So those are the things. Maybe there's another thing that I actually probably like the most is the waste of the food, right? I like before I like to go grocery shopping from big supermarkets, and because they're on sale, I would just grab it because I felt like, oh, maybe I would lose the opportunity that it's cheaper than before. But then at the end, you probably have a full pack pantry that you're not probably eating anymore, and then they'll go expired, right? So make sure you take advantage the things that you buy, and being conscious that you're not wasting a lot of that, because everything that we do is part of our carbon footprint. So yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Ate Kat. I have to be honest. I think majority of what you said is I'm guilty. Like using electricity, grocery shoppings. Yes, totally agree. Thank you so much, Ate Kat, for this informative topic po. And before with that, we will be having a station break po.
You are listening to Iglesia Ni Cristo Radio, the voice of truth.
This Monday on Like and Share. Reduce your trash and waste at home by making this DIY decor. Did you know there are chemicals in the body that are responsible for different emotions? Learn about happy chemicals in this episode. Let us take you to a virtual tour around Luyan's Regional Park. Catch all these this Monday on Like and Share, March 4, 2024 at 2 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, only here on INCRadio.
All right. Welcome back. You guys are still watching INC Radio Canada, just to let you know if you guys are like kind of confused. Let's read some of the YouTube comments and share what our live chat had to say. Okay, well, it's very appropriate to say here that a fun fact about myself is that I don't know how to read or say anything in Tagalog, and this comment just so happens to be in Tagalog, so I will now be butchering my heritage right now. So, okay, happy birthday po ka Jeff Acera, Kalila Tumanan no March 3rd. Guys, I'm struggling. Can someone else?
Yes, I can help you, Kuya Philip.
I love
Yeah.
you. Thank you. You're the best.
Happy, happy birthday po ka Jeff Astera, ka Laila Tumanan, North March 3rd, ka Esther Carlo, ka Charles Ian Agustin, both March 4th. Happy birthday po. And so all birthday celebrants, stay safe, good health, and God bless from Kainta. And from Sally Samortin, hello po INC Radio Canada and so all brethren around the world. Greetings po mula dito sa lokal ng Babanua ng distrito ng Isabela West. Hello po!
Oh my gosh, Ate Elisa, you are amazing. Thank you. So we have our next topic, or our next thing. What's in your cookbook? So let's watch and listen to Sister Easy Mendoza as she makes my favorite food, baked mac and cheese. I want to watch baked mac and cheese. Uh, it's it's so good. I add garlic to mine, actually. Just saying. It's a very good ingredient. It's like the secret ingredient. But yeah. The tension is rising as I wait for my baked mac and cheese. Unless, I've been betrayed and now I don't get to watch baked mac and cheese.
Yes, what happened to the baked mac and cheese, brother? Kuya Jack! Kamusta ka dyan, Kuya Tech? Um, before we go into the baked mac and cheese, why don't we do some of the greetings? Kuya Homer, do you have any greetings?
Oh, greetings. It is March 1st. Happy birthday to all who are celebrating.
We're live. We're
Hey,
live.
do you put ketchup in your mac and cheese? Anyone?
No, that's
No,
that's weird. Who does that?
we don't put
Never
ketchup.
mind.
I'm just
We put
joking. It's
cheese.
normal.
Just kidding.
Kuya Tek, ano na, kinain mo na ba yung mac and cheese? Na, kidding po.
I think Kuya Tek is saving energy, Ate Ka.
Oh, there, Kuya
So
Tek
what we
is
have learned from the carbon footprint. Kasi when you like, it's the sorry. There you go.
From the local enrichment district of British Columbia with another recipe for you. Today, we're going to be making baked mac and cheese. For the ingredients, we'll need corkscrew pasta, which we will cook, cheese of course, mozzarella, cheddar, and marble, which we will grate later, 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 3 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of pepper, whipping cream or heavy cream, and 1 can of evap milk. Now we'll cook our pasta. Once the water starts boiling like this, we're going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt. After putting in the salt, we're going to add our pasta. Be careful, it's really hot. Now we're going to cook it for about 8 to 9 minutes until it's al dente. While waiting for our pasta, we're going to grate our 3 types of cheeses. Be careful, it's sharp. Now, with our clean hands, we're going to mix it all together and divide it into 2. Now that the pasta is cooked, we're going to drain and set aside. Now, we're going to mix our salt, pepper, and garlic powder. We're going to make our mac and cheese sauce. First, we're going to make the roux. First thing, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt and add about half of your seasoning. It smells so good. Almost there. Now that the butter is melted, we'll add half of our seasoning. Now that we mix it all together, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of flour. Make sure to mix really well so that there's no clumps of flour. After we mixed in our flour, we're going to add 1 can of evaporated milk. After we mix in our evaporated milk, we're going to add our heavy cream or whipping cream. Now, after mixing in our whipping cream, we're going to add in the rest of our seasoning. Now we're going to add in our 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Now we're going to start adding our cheese. Make sure to add little by little and make sure to let it melt before adding more. Wow, look at that! It's so cheesy! Cooked pasta, now we're going to add it in. Mix it well, then we'll arrange it in our dish and bake it. Now we're going to layer the macaroni and the cheese. And later, we're going to be guarding at the bird of each apple. So I'm going to bring this for the brethren to try. Now we're going to put it into the oven at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes. Since the oven is really hot, you need to make sure you have a trusted adult with you to put it inside. Here's our finished product. We forgot forgot to mention that we actually broiled it for 4 minutes to make sure we get this nice crispy crust. Now, let's try it. Don't forget to pray. These are really good. Once again, this is Sister Izzy Mendoza from the locale of Richmond, District of British Columbia, signing off.
So cute. I'm sure that mac and cheese is really good. So we're gonna now thank you so much again, Sister Kath, for being here today. We really learned a lot from you, and it's a very interesting topic. Now we would like to thank all of our Kuya techs in the main studio, even though we were a little bit late today. But thank you po. Thank you to our brother Emmanuel Andaya, our executive producer in the Americas. Thank you to our brother Arner Solano, our INC radio station manager. Thank you so much also to our brother Angelo Manalo, our SEBSI president CEO, and our beloved CFO coordinator. And most of all, we would like to thank our dearest executive minister, brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you, Paul, for tuning in to INC Radio Canada. Tune in to the next program, Highlights.
Highlights.
See you next week.
See you, everyone.
Bye.